house up here in Northern California, up in Angels Camp. Everybody say, yeah! Yeah! Woo! Y'all check out Sturgis Rider Live. It's kind of like Girls Gone Wild, except I ain't in the joint like that other guy. Yeah. Hey, you know, look, another thing, too, is my wife brought me to the place yesterday. We was coming up on our year for the business license and stuff. And she goes, hey, you know, you can vote now. Yeah, you know, this and that. So, hey, you know what? I can vote now. Okay, I filled out. Everybody? Yeah. Probably still won't go, but it sure is nice to have something like that. It makes me feel American. There ain't nothing more better than being American as being motorcycle riders. Ain't that right? So, hey, we got a killer show for you, man. It's unbelievable, the cool stuff. Last month we went to Long Beach at BikerNet, Keith Ball, BikerNet. And shot the assault weapon and Playboy model and had Chopper Dave and Deacon Jones. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun, man. Let me tell you, we got another good show, and we got our grand poobah host, El Jefe, Big Chief. We're talking the man, okay, Lowdown from the Thunder Press. And let me tell you, man, he is all set up. He must got about 4 different outfits back there that he's trying on right now. You know, blue jeans, vest, blue jeans, vest, blue jeans, and a vest. Except the third one's got a shirt inside the vest. And hey, what do you think of the band, huh? Boy, I'm all over America with these guys. House band at the Buffalo Chip. Let's give some to the Buffalo Chip. We're going to be opening up this year for Blue Oyster Cult in Fresno and Trick Pony and Mount Shasta and Alabama. No, just kidding. He's got enough love. You know that thing about the pill and all, you know, they treat them better and all that stuff, you know? Hey. Who cares? You know, the fear factor, if we don't hire the Republican dude, we're all going to be, you know, some bad things are going to happen. I say they should just let us run it.
There you go. Yeah, right.
I mean, hey, that all would end, okay? We wouldn't even have to check the conversations out. We just cut the line. You know, hey, save a lot of money. Hey, think about it. All the money they spend on this and the just cut the line. If you're from another country and you wear some funny stuff on your head, cut the line. Okay, everybody say cut the line.
Cut the line.
All right. I want to thank y'all for coming. It's amazing all the cool shit that just happens if you're sitting at home rolling one up and having some fun thinking, what can I do besides get a real job? Anyway, let's make some money, man, and we're going to bring Lowdown out. Thank y'all for checking the show out.
We got a good show for you. We got several great guests, starting with Bill Caitlin.
Woo! Yeah! Bad Ride!
Bill's here, and he's here from the Bad Ride. And
get on with your bad stuff, Bill.
Troy Rousey. Ruby Weber, one of the all-time most fantastic women riders you're ever going to want to meet. She's got a few people she knows here with her from Hellbent Motorcycle Club.
Oh, yeah!
And of course, we got Mr. Steve Scarborough and his award-winning Panhead. That's a nice bike.
Yes,
we all got it right here for you on Sturgis Rider Live. So, Mr. Mustache Market, it's good to see you again, brother. What do you think tonight? We'll have a little business at the bar? Maybe? Just a little bit? Some Jack Daniels? A little beer? What are you thinking? Cup of coffee? We don't need that. All right. Well, let's get started.
Bikers have some of the biggest hearts in all American society. Our next guest is a man with a truly big heart. He volunteers at all kinds of biker events, and now is a driving force of one of the foremost charity rides in the country, Rip's Bad Ride.
This is Mr. Bill Caton, and he is here from the Bad Ride.
Yeah!
You know that ride? That's one of our favorites, Bikers Against Diabetes, right?
Yes. It's a ride that we do every year. It started in Northern California about 3 years ago, and the first year I was chairman of the ride, so we kicked it off pretty big that year, and we've been going the last 3 years up here. So
getting better every year. Now, let's see, it's something that I read in your background sounded really intriguing. One, you've been riding since you're 15. Is that right?
yeah, I was one of those old school, but I started on a Honda. I had to admit that right now, but 15 and a half, that's what I
I won't
had.
hold that against you.
Well, I've been through a few, but I was going to say...
I mean, when we were little, we all rode Hondas.
Yeah, I was going to say, my dad brought one off the ranch, and I got to use it, but I lived so close to the high school that I had to run home on foot, grab my bike, and ride back to the school to make it look like I rode it. So anyway, so I've had bikes all my life, and this last time, it's a kind of funny story that happened. How I got involved with Rip's Bad Ride in Northern California. My dad, my grandfather both had diabetes. Both of them have died from it so far now, and I just recently, I guess within the last couple of years, I'm a type 2 diabetic too now. So
this is something that's very close to your heart.
Very close to my heart. And when my dad passed away a couple of years ago, actually the same year we started Rips up here, I had a lot of, I guess you can say, Charlie, Dan, drug paraphernalia left over from his diabetes. He used to give himself shots. And I couldn't find a legal way to get rid of that stuff. And so I ended up going and calling around, and nobody would take it. So I finally called the American Diabetes Association.
Right.
And I walked in the door with this big box full of syringes and stuff like this. And so I don't know why, when I walked through the door, the receptionist says, "You look like a biker. You know, we're going to have a bike ride up here." And so I was thinking it was my outfit, but maybe it was just the stuff I was bringing in. But anyway, So anyway, she said, we're getting involved in this Rip's Bad Ride. We're moving it from Southern California, and we're going to start it up here. And so that's how I got involved with Rip's Bad Ride up here. And it's quite a deal. It's one of the only motorcycle events. I know a lot of us all do charities. We do a lot of other charity ones and stuff, but this is the only biker event, and I think it's nationwide, pretty sure, that is actually put on by a non-profit like the American Diabetes Association. This ride isn't put on by a club, it isn't put on by another group. This one is actually put on and coordinated. And right now, this year I think we did, well, this year, starting, I think we've done 6 rides across the nation. They are at 6 states, and they're expanding each year. But Southern California is the first, and they raise almost $500,000 every year for part of the...
And that money goes towards education
and research, and
right.
That's why I'm one of the lucky ones. I actually am just taking pills. I don't have to shoot myself up every morning. So, well, at least for diabetes it causes. But anyway, so they actually now have pills for it, and that's all due to Rip. And I know we were talking earlier that Rip Rose was the gentleman that started this.
Yeah.
Some of you may know him. If you read Easy Rider magazine, he was a big part of Easy Rider magazine many years ago. And so he ended up starting this many years ago down in the LA area. And another funny story from that is the fact that Rip actually went to one diabetes association, walked in his little biker outfit and everything, and they couldn't wait to get him out the door. So they said, no, we can't do anything like that. So he actually went to the American Diabetes Association, and the lady there at the front counter thought it was a great idea, and that's what started it. Rip's Bad Ride's been running 10 years down there and probably have generated close to $10 million over the years. So it's quite a deal in Southern California now. It's the second biggest ride. So.
Yes, it is.
So Rip Rose, he died a few years ago from complications of diabetes and other things, but
Right.
But his legacy lives on. So
Certainly does. So you're not still on that Honda, right?
no, I moved up. It's funny because back in 1971, I had a 1971. I still call it a bowling ball Sportster because it was made by AMF. And there was 3 of us in town that had Harleys, and the other 2 guys you really didn't want to talk to. And the funny part of the whole thing was that these guys now, you ride out and you meet all kinds of people, doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs, everything on a Harley. So it's changed a great deal. And that when I was the 3rd person in town with it, I was actually living in Muskogee, Oklahoma, USA. So there was a little bit more to that story. So anyway, but yeah, so I'm back on a Harley now and been on it for a few years. So
Great. Thank you, Bill. Thanks for coming
Thank
in.
you all for having me.